What is good, YouTube? Hey, we're doing another Eminem song. Y'all requested this. You guys. Fine line. Now, I've got the lyric video up here. Pardon me. It is allergy season. I've got the lyric video up here. I didn't see a video, so, with M. And if there's a lyric video, that means it's going to be bar heavy. And I'm excited about it. I wonder how many bars I'll get and how many I'll miss, but let's just jump into this. Now, before we dive into the song, real quick, if you guys could do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 5K. We are almost there. We're just a couple hundred shy of 5K and then 10K and then on the list. But hit that subscribe button, guys, and check out my other Eminem reactions that I've done as I've broken down bars as best as I can. And check out my Ren reactions. I've broken down bars there as well because I like to break down bars. But without further ado, I don't think I've ever heard this song. So let's jump into this. Let me make sure everything's working. Play. Hold on. Play. Okay. Mark, set, go.
Another day, another hotel. The inside of it's nice though. Oh well, okay. This is my life, so as I go try and close for the night show. See how far that line goes, still blows my mind. Show business, guess I'll just never forget. So this shit just always feels so weird to this day, because all I ever did was just say the shit I would've wanted to hear other people say to me when I was a kid. So please don't make me some type of hero, cause I will say so.
Go back. Hold on. Is this not working?
Just always that line goes, still blows.
Okay, here we go. Let me kick this back. Sorry.
This is my life, so as I go try and close for the night show. See how far that line goes, still blows my mind. Show business, guess I'll just never forget. So this shit just always feels so weird to this day, because all I ever did was just say the shit I would've wanted to hear other people say to me when I was a kid. So please.
Okay, yeah. So I like it because he's telling a story about his success and how where he came from and how he got to where he's going, kind of thing. But he spits out a bar here, which I think is kind of cool because he's talking about like all I've ever wanted to do was to spit. To say what people wouldn't say. I just wanted to hear that, right? And he says, I wanted to see how far the line goes. And he's talking about two things, a double here. He's talking about the line. He's spitting out a line, right? He's writing out his bar. He's spitting out that line, but also the line to his concerts, So, yeah, nice little clever bar there.
Because all I ever did was just say the shit I would've wanted to hear other people say to me when I was a kid. So please don't make me some type of hero, cause I will say some inspirational shit in a real way, but still will have a field day with some of the fucked up shit in the world until it does suck on a dig. Cause I still make fun of a situation like a son of a bitch and another expense. I'm fucking relentless as fuck when it comes to this pen. I struggle with coming to senses, stuck on the fence of the balance beam. If I seem unbalanced, challenge.
Oh, that's a nice bar too. So this rhyme scheme's crazy because he's rhyming these words that are just like, it's not the end of the sentence. He's rhyming like the first word, and then he's writing the third word, and then the second word, and then the end of the sentence, and he's doing these odds and end rhyme schemes, but it works. But he says, what did he say here? He said he's talking about he's coming to his senses. I'm stuck on the fence. On a balance beam, I seem unbalanced. He says that I'm relentless with my pen. Just an incredible bar. I love the fence, balance, beam, unbalanced scheme there. Let's kick this back.
Make fun of a cinch, someone's in like a son of a bitch and another expense. I'm fucking relentless as fuck when it comes to this pen. I struggle with coming to senses, stuck on the fence of the balance beam. If I seem unbalanced, challenging, my conscience allows me to think the most foulest, childish things without even blinking, without even thinking about all the stinking amounts of people that seems to be reaching while the crowds are screaming. The palace sold out this evening, but now it's lay me down to sleeping. Is it really my soul to keep, or have I sold it cheap? Is it greedy? Do I take more than I need when...
Oh, I love this. So, again, this cadence. I mean, what he's saying is kind of simple, but the way he's spitting it is not simple. And again, he's doing some doubles here, and I really like that. He's talking about playing a show at the Palace. He's playing, but he's also talking about his palace, and he says, hey, when I go to my palace, I go to lay myself down to sleep. And then he says he does that nursery rhyme. Kind of, it's not the rhyme, it's in the rhyme scheme, but it's not like, how does it go? Dear God, now I lay me down to sleep. I pray you, Lord, my soul to keep, or something like that. And he says that, he says, maybe down to sleeping. It's really my soul to keep. So he's doing that rhyme scheme, which I thought was really, really cool. And then he does a double because he's talking about his show at the Palace. and he's selling tickets cheap, but he's also referencing his soul. Did he sell his soul too cheap because of greed? Going to that previous rhyme scheme? Dude, it's sick. Sick. Love
Really
this.
my soul the keeper? Have I sold it cheap? Is it greedy? Do I take more than I need when I joke or leaving, but keep overachieving? Cause what it stole from me, I barely broken even. And
I love that. Dude, that's a hard bar. Let me make sure I heard this right, because that was hard. Well, it's right here. Yeah, so he says, when I joke of leaving the game, because he says all the time, he did it on pretty much every album. I'm done with the game. I'm leaving the game. He had his song 25 to Life. Like, I'm done. This game, I'm done with it. But I keep overachieving because it stole from me what it stole from me. I barely broken even. So he says, he talks about leaving. He's overachieving, and then he says that he does this whole selling money greed scheme. And he says, listen, the game stole from me. And I've barely broken even. Broke as in like greed, right? But it also stole from him. Bar.
really my soul the keeper? Have I sold it cheap? Is it greedy? Do I take more than I need when I joke or leaving, but keep overachieving? Cause what it stole from me, I barely broken even. And
it's a fine, fine line living dying.
Interesting hook.
It's a fine, fine line living
I don't care for it. But I like that. He's talking about the fine line. He did that balance beam there, and he's like, I'm living in a hole and I'm dying. I'm living in a hole. Like I've gotten so big that I can't even live anymore. I've got to isolate, and it's
so I'm notice how I paint myself, and through my hair when ordeals I'm so vain. I want my respect, but ignore the butterfly effect that comes from my dialect. Till I sit in the dark and I reflect, and my reflection shows what it's like here. Cause it's vanity, surrounded by all these lights. Yeah, it's like a nightmare.
Oh, so he's spitting out bars here. Okay, he's spitting out bars here. I don't want to miss this. Okay, so he's going to talk about the martyr. So a martyr is how I paint myself. He's a martyr, but that's interesting. But again, he talks about the butterfly effect here. He says I ignore the butterfly. I can't even talk. I ignore the butterfly effect from my dialect. Now, if you know anything about what the butterfly effect is, it's this idea of like something small and insignificant can change the course of your life, and it can have something like as small as his dialect, his spitting out bars, can change the trajectory of his life, like his career, or like bumping into someone when you're going to have coffee, and that person, you end up building a relationship, and that's the butterfly effect. It has like a much larger systematic effect. It like everything is interconnected to a larger system. Okay, that's what he's talking about. Now, then he spits out this other bar, and it's the bar on vanity, reflection, light, night, and it's actually pretty powerful because when you think about a vanity, especially when you're in the limelight, you go into like a waiting room, you have a vanity with a mirror, it's got lights around it, so that kind of vanity. Say, listen, when I'm at night, what did he say? And my reflection shows. No, he says, I sit in the dark and I reflect, and my reflection shows what it's like here, because this vanity, again, talking about the physical vanity, that's the first part of it, surrounded by all these lights around the mirror. Yeah, it's like a nightmare. And so it's a bar because he's talking about a physical vanity, but he's also talking about his vanity being vain. Like, I've been caught up in this pride vanity thing, like it's all about me thing, and so that's a bar there as well. And then he says, I sit in the dark and I reflect, talking about, and we've done that, right? We sit in the dark and we're thinking, we're reflecting, but he's also talking about reflecting like a reflector, like when you shine the light on a reflector, like when you're driving down the street and you have the reflection of the lights there. Ooh, this is sick. This is sick. This is sick. And then he says, what else does he say? He says, surrounded by lights, and then he says, is a nightmare, right? So reflections come again from the light, and M is talking about the actual the limelight, is causing his vanity, and then he brings it all together and he says it's a nightmare. So he's bringing this limelight, this vanity light. He brings it all together, and he says, this light is a nightmare. Dude, that's a bar. That's a bar. Let me hear that again, because that was sick.
But ignore the butterfly effect that comes from my dialect. Till I sit in the dark and I reflect, and my reflection shows what it's like here. Cause it's vanity, surrounded by all these lights. Yeah, it's like a nightmare.
Oh! And the way he pronounces it. Oh, this is sick. Because he says, cause all this vanity, let me get the lyric up here. He says all this, cause his vanity surrounded by all these lights, yeah, it's like a nightmare, but the way he says it, it's like a night mirror. Because a vanity has lights around it. It's a mere night mirror. That's a clever bar. That's a clever bar. Go him. Play.
Butterfly effect that comes from my dialect. Till I sit in the dark and I reflect, and my reflection shows what it's like here. Cause this vanity, surrounded by all these lights, yeah, it's like a nightmare. I said this vanity, surrounded by these lights, is a nightmare. And I don't like how I see myself, so I open the Bible to Isaiah. Cause I swear to Christ, there are nights where I stay up and might say a prayer twice just to make sure God hears. Cause this ice layer, I skate.
Hold on here, and we'll kick this back. So, this is sick because he says, I don't like how I see myself, okay? And, this is going, like I see the light. And then he goes to Isaiah. Now, I'm a pastor, and I know my Bible pretty well, okay? Now, so there's going to be a double, there's probably a couple doubles here. Because he's he's referencing Isaiah 45. In fact, let me read this to you because this is pretty cool. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Isaiah 49. Okay. Okay. Now, again, he just said, lyrically, he said, this vanity surrounded by these lights is a nightmare, and I don't like how I see myself. So he said this again. Okay, so he said this once, he's saying this twice. And he says, so I open the Bible to Isaiah, because I swear to Christ, there are nights where I stay up at night, and I say a prayer twice, just to make sure God hears this ice layer. So this is what Isaiah says. Listen, this is actually pretty powerful. So this is what he's referencing. Isaiah chapter 49, verses 1 through 4 says this. It says, listen, O coastlands, okay? Listen to me, and take heed, you peoples from afar. The Lord has called me from the womb. From the matrix of my mother, he has made mention of my name. And he has made my mouth like a sharp sword. So he's spitting out sharp sword, this M, right? In the shadow, he's talking about nightmares. In the shadow of his hand, he has hidden me and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver, he has hidden me. Now look at verse 3 and 4. Verses 4 is what he's going to reference. But he says, and he said to me, you are my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. Now look at verse 4. Then I said, I have labored in vain. There's the vanity bar scheme. I have spent my strength for nothing and in vain. Oh, and then when you think about it, he says, I don't like how I see myself. And then, as he's referencing, I don't like the way I see myself. And then he goes to the Isaiah bar, and the Isaiah bar starts with the coastland. So he's talking about seeing, like how I see myself with my eyes, but see as in the ocean, S-E-A, see. Dude, this is sick. This is sick. This is sick.
And nights where I stay up and might say a prayer twice just to make sure God hears. Cause this ice layer, I skate on some nice wear. Putting it, but I like staying feisty. Then I try to say it tops it like a dice player.
Hold on. I gotta kick this back a little bit further.
It's like a nightmare. I said this vanity surrounded by these lights is a nightmare. And I don't like how I see myself, so I open the Bible to Isaiah. Cause
I see myself, the sea, ocean, Isaiah. Oh, this is clever. I didn't know he was reading the Bible like this.
I swear to Christ, there are nights where I stay up and might say a prayer twice just to make sure God hears. Cause this ice layer, I skate on some nice wear. Putting it, but I like staying feisty. Then I try to say it tops it like a dice player. I got a nice pair of dice here. Seal
dude, listen to that. So he says, I say a prayer twice, okay? And what did he say twice in this verse? He said his vanity surrounded by lights is a nightmare. He said that twice. And so that's his prayer. Man, my vanity is surrounded by lights. You know, that's his prayer. Literally, that's what he's saying. And then he says, ice layer, okay? And the way he says it, it's like you're on thin ice. Thin ice. It's a bar. It's an absolutely bar, okay? And instead of saying, I skate on thin ice, he says, I skate on a nice. I skate on a nice. I skate on thin ice. The thin, oh, that's slick. The way, he's not even like twisting the words. He's twisting the line and how you say it. Like, you know, again, he's not saying I skate on thin ice, or, you know, because that's what we would say. He's saying, no. No, he's not saying, he's not saying I skate on thin ice. He's saying, I skate on's a nice. On's a nice. Dude, that's slick. That's slick. And then he says, like a dice player. But when you hear dice player, you almost hear ice player, like a hockey scheme in there. Like another skating scheme. Sick. Sick.
Tops like a dice player. I got a nice pair of dice here.
There's a bar there.
With tops like a dice player. I got a nice pair of dice here. Sealed off in my lair. Away from the bullshit, good safe place to sit and talk shit from. And this house is quite big, but it ain't when you can't leave it. And I feel so isolated. Nice, I made it, but it's like I paid the price of fame twice. I hate it. So I've been.
Oh, listen to it. So he starts his bar with, you know, he says, let me kick this back. Hold on. Here it is. Okay. He says, I got a nice pair of dice here. Right, that's what I heard. Is it here or is it here? Let me find it. Hold on. I'm going to get these lyrics up here. Okay, yeah, right here. So at the bottom. I got a nice pair of dice here. So he had just said, feistier than a triceratops and like a dice player. But I got a nice pair of dice here, talking about his house. I got a pair of dice. But I also got two dice, you know, 2 sixes. I got a pair of dice here. So there's a bar right there. That's pretty slick. And then he says, he uses the word isolated, or you can say isolated, slated, which is actually power. And then he says, I paid the price of fame twice. Meaning I overachieved, but greed stole from me, going back to that original bar. Dude, he is spitting out. Well, Eminem always spits out bars. But this is going to fry my brain. This is frying my brain.
I got a nice pair of dice here, sealed off in my lair. Away from the bullshit, good safe place to sit and talk shit from. And this house is quite big, but it ain't when you can't leave it. And I feel so isolated. Nice, I made it, but it's like I paid the price of fame twice. I hate it.
Right.
So I bitch about my life and make another song, bitch, a cycle, ain't it? Then I wonder why I stay famous. I keep walking the line with this goldfish.
Dude, that's crazy too, because he's talking about cycling, walking, right? So there's a spin there, but it's like you're walking around the mountains. You know, you're going through the same cycle. The cycle repeats itself from generation to generation. So there's a bar there too.
Make another song, bitch, a cycle, ain't it? Then I wonder why I stay famous. I keep walking the line with this goldfish bone gets old, but especially when you don't know your conscience is saying I told you so. You don't even know anymore if you got the soul of a soldier or your soldier's soul.
Let me kick that back because I want to look at these lyrics. So he said goldfish poke. And what that reminds me of is Pokemon, because you have a goldfish Pokemon called Goldeen. And what I love about that is that goldfish is known for like it's one, it's got a horn on its head, but it also is known as like a water dancer, like water dancing, going back to the ice scheme that he was talking about. And then he says this whole selling your soul scheme, which is actually pretty powerful, because he says soul of a soldier, or soldier, or soldier's soul. So it's like he starts with it and he ends with it. He says, because you don't even know anymore if you got the soul of a soldier. So does he have the soul of a soldier? This is the thing one. Or if you sold your soul. Okay? So I don't know if I've sold my soul, and I don't know if I have a soul of a soldier. But if you listen to how he says it here, he says soul of a soldier, and then soldier's soul. So I have the soul of a soldier, and I have a soldier's soul. And I don't know if I sold my soul. If the soul soldier, listen to this, it's powerful.
Stay famous. I keep walking the line. This goldfish bone gets old, but especially when you don't know your conscience is saying I told you so. You don't even know anymore if you got the soul of a soldier or your soldier's soul.
So See? Soldier Soul, Soldier Soul. Yeah, I don't care for the hook. Dude, bars. Okay. That beat sounds like a JT beat. Shout out Justin Timberlake if that's it. I don't know if it is though.
I still remember the times when they were simpler than the rhymes of Vanilla Ice were. When I was just
Shout out Vanilla Ice with his simple rhymes.
I still remember the times when they were simpler than the rhymes of Vanilla Ice were. When I was just killing the mics, I'll never forget what that feeling was like. I miss those times now when I was just starting out without a diamond. Now I'm diamond. Can't even stay.
Oh, that's... So he's missing it when he first started out, because even when he was broke, and there's a bar, he says, without a dime, I didn't have a dime, but now I'm diamond. Like, he's rich, but he also goes platinum, you know? And it's hard because he said, this is where the hard part of it. He says, like, I'm killing the mic, but then he says, I'm diamond, like I'm dying, killing the mic, and now the mic's killing me, kind of thing.
Miss those times now when I was just starting out without a diamond. Now I'm diamond.
His play on words is just brilliant.
Like I miss those times now when I was just starting out without a diamond. Now I'm diamond. Can't even stage dive in the crowd anymore now when I've been stuck in this house, hibernate. Hate even going outside it. Sucks. Sometimes I just wanna walk in the Target and look at shit browse. I don't even wanna ride nothing. I just wanna fucking walk around inside it. Look how excited I sound when I get to talking about life and...
Yeah, he got excited on this one.
Been going outside it. Sucks. Sometimes I just wanna walk in the Target and look at shit browse. I don't even wanna buy nothing. I just wanna fucking walk around inside it. Look how excited I sound when I get to talk about life and everything about it I miss. Which now reminds me, put 1,000 lighters in the sky for the outsiders. Wow, I must have had Alzheimer's.
So he says, put 1,000 lighters in the sky. So the first thing this says, it reminds me of the song Lighters with Bruno Mars. And Bad Meets Evil, and the reason why I think he's shouting this out is he's talking about the twist of fame, like he's, you know, like he's bad, but it meets evil, like it's 2 times as bad. Bad Meets Evil, but he's also shouting out the hip hop trio Outsidaz, and I know M has shouted them out many times in many songs. In fact, if I know my discography well, which I probably don't. I know that Outsidaz was going to be on a verse with M on one song. I think it was on the which one was it? The Matthew, I can't remember it. Anyways, I believe that Dr. Dre said something to the effect like, there's too many people on this, and so they dropped Outsidaz verses, you know, and then he says, I don't have Alzheimer's like that. And then they dropped it, and then they erased those tracks. They lost those tracks, so Alzheimer's, so that would be a reference to that. But I also know that Outsidaz is a Detroit band. They're associated with D12. I know like in the 90s, they had a song, it's with this, what's the name of the song? Killing Love. I forget the name of it. But it was a beautiful, beautiful remake that they did. But he's always shouted out. I know that Eminem has shouted out Outsidaz 1,000 times in so many of his songs because they were a big influence for him as he was coming up. And he was friends with them, so I know that too.
Put 1,000 lighters in the sky for the Outsidaz. Wow, I must have had Alzheimer's. Long time since I shouted them out about time, because he's been on my mind lately. How Z, you always supported
Shout out Z.
You vows, I will never forget that, and how you guys accepted me for me in pace. I love you too. You slept on my couch and I've been thinking.
Shout out to Pace One from Outsidaz as well. See, they're friends. They slept on each other's couch. They've helped each other out.
Guys accepted me for me in pace. I love you too. You slept on my couch and I've been thinking about the time when I slept on the floor of the outhouse. Rhyming's all we ever wanted to do. And regardless how life has turned out inside, I'll always be an outsider. My life has turned inside out.
I like that because he spits a bar here saying, listen, my life is turned inside out. You know, I'm an outsider, but he's also shouting out again and doing a bar on Outsidaz. That's reference. I mean, reference. He's referencing Outsidaz. That's a bar. Dude, inside, outsider. Bar.
Turned out insider. I'll always be an outsider. My life's been turned inside out.
It's a fine, fine line living.
Just don't care for the hook, though.
It's a fine, fine line living.
I do like that, though. Old school scratching. Walking the line. And isn't that a bar, walking the line? Isn't that what you do in prison? And he's talking about it's a fine line. I keep walking the line. Like he's in prison in his own house. So there's another bar. Sick. This is sick. I guess it just fades out. Yeah, just fades out. So there it is, guys. There's my reaction to Fine Line. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did enjoy it, can you guys do me a favor and hit that subscribe button? Share the video. Let's get the word out because, you know, I am trying to grow the channel. And the more people that are exposed to this, the better it is. And thank you. Thank you, guys. Talk to you later. Bye. God bless you.